Hi, it's Kat from Herding Cats Digital, and today's 10-minute masterclass is all about persuasive copy. So we're going to be looking at what persuasive copy is, how to find your tone of voice, how to tell a story, and then how to trigger a response from people with your copy. So are you ready? Let's dive in. Hi, it's Kat here from Herding Cats Digital, Digital Marketing Made Easy. Welcome to the 10-minute masterclass, your weekly injection of useful tips to help you master your digital marketing. Okay, so let's start with the basics. What is persuasive copy? So copy is everywhere, it's in everything, and we're not just talking about newsletters and on newspapers. It's within your social media engagement, it's within your status updates, your landing page, your website, even your blog posts. Copy is everywhere. But how do you write persuasive copy that gets people to actually take action? So the psychology behind persuasive copy is that it should trigger an emotion in people. It should make them feel happy, excited, curious. It should make them want to either read more or find out more. You're persuading people, not selling, you're persuading people that what you're telling them absolutely relates to them. So that leads me nicely into finding your tone of voice. So this is a big question. How do you find the right tone of voice? So this really comes back to your branding. So what does your branding say about you? Is it light, bright, bubbly? In which case your tone of voice should match that, or is it kind of dark and serious? Depending on what industry you're in, really. So I know with Herding Cats, we're all about purples, pinks and greens. The whole tagline is digital marketing made easy. So we want to write in that easy, relaxed, laid-back tone. So there's nothing hurried, there's nothing pressurized about it. So every time I'm writing a piece of copy, whether that's for a landing page, for the website, or for a blog post, I make sure it incorporates that tone of voice into it. Same if I'm writing a PDF, if it's a download, we keep that continuity of voice flowing. But it's got to be natural. It can't be and natural and authentic. It can't be something, you can't pretend to be something else. I am, by personality, quite a laid-back person, so writing in that style is quite easy for me to do. But when I was a journalist, if I was writing for The Guardian or for The Times or for one of the Sunday supplements, then I would adopt my tone of voice to the target market. And that same thing can be said online. So if you're appealing to kind of a younger audience than yourself, have a look around social media and see what kind of terms they're using, what slang words. Don't over-litter your text and your copy with those slang words, but it's something that they can they know that you're for them, kind of thing. So once you've found your tone of voice, the next thing you need to do is kind of start putting pen to paper or fingers to keyboard. And what you're looking to do now is, the most effective way I've found through personal experience is by telling a story. So you're taking people on a journey so that they know where they're starting. Remember back at school when you used to do start, middle and end? It's as simple as that, really. So tell them a story. So one that I like to use and that I've used in the past is, imagine this. You wake up one Monday morning, your inbox is full of orders. You have checked your PayPal account and the balance has gone up 3 times overnight. You are generating sales and leads and clicks while you sleep. Does this sound like your future? Does this sound like something that you want to do? So there you've told the story, you've taken them on a little bit of a journey, and you've asked them a question, and by the end of that story you want the nodding dog syndrome. Yeah, absolutely, I want to make money whilst I sleep overnight. How do I do this? So you've gone back to that feeling, you've generated that I'm curious, I want to know more. Another one that I've used most recently on a landing page was to share my own story. So I'm running at the moment how to build your email list. So I started out with, look, I was once in your position. I had no audience. My social media engagement was low, even though I was Facebooking and Instagramming every single day. That all changed when I started to build my email list. Suddenly, I had a place to direct people where they could get more details from me and where I could build a deeper relationship and get to know them better. This led to sales. Wouldn't you like a piece of that? So again, you've told the story, you've put empathy in there as well. You understand what journey they're on. You've been there, you've done that, and this is what worked for me. So whatever fits with your industry, so whatever you need to think about your own journey and what parts of that you're happy to share, because it's relatable. Again, it's authentic because it's about you. It's relatable. People can put themselves into your shoes, and they can recognize themselves within that copy as well. So although you're telling a story, what you do want to do, start at the beginning, share your journey, but you also want to focus on the outcomes. So once you've asked the questions, does this sound like you? Would you like this to be you? You then say, I built my email list over a matter of weeks, and as a result I could build deeper relationships with my audience. I could trigger the sales that I were looking for. I could generate leads overnight whilst I slept. And people want this, people want these outcomes. So have a think about your own industry, have a think about your own journey, and have a think about what would work for you. Okay, so once you've done that, once you've told your story, you've crafted your story. Nobody's going to get this right first time, by the way. You may need to do it 2 or 3 times, if not more, but perfecting it is part of the art of generating a response. So how do you trigger that response? So there were quite a few. I mean, there were so many ways of doing this. You can introduce scarcity, buy now before they all sell out, or only 10 downloads available, quickly click this link. But again, it comes back to being authentic. Make that call to action, make it big, make it clear, and think about what you're going to put on that click button. So do you really want to sign up to our newsletter? That's my pet hate. Why would you sign up to a newsletter? Your inbox is full enough. What you want to do is get them to download your stuff. And you do want to build your email list, but you want them to do it in a way that's they want that stuff to land in their inbox. So again, tone of voice. So with herding cats, I always put something like, yeah, send me the stuff, send me the goods, I'm in, where do I sign? So you're triggering that emotion again, but you're also using your tone of voice to trigger a response, and putting that in your call to action is going to help immensely. So that's if you've got something to download. How do you kind of work that round onto social media? So asking questions, always a good way. Ask a question. If it's on Instagram, you can do the little downward symbol with your finger so you can get people to post it into comments, or a quick poll on Facebook is always effective. The one I did on Facebook recently was, do you prefer to learn new marketing skills via podcast or video? And it got an overwhelming response. It was simple, it was easy, and it was a question that I wanted to ask, and it was easy for people to respond to. And that's one of the keys as well, is if you're going to send somebody something and they want in straight away, then make sure that everything in the back end is absolutely bang on and up to date. So once you have found your tone of voice, you've told a story, and you've triggered a response, you're then following that through with, what do you want them to do next? Once they've downloaded, how do you then want them to do next? So make sure you include links to your Facebook page, to Instagram, to any of your social media accounts. If it's YouTube, ask them to subscribe, so that the journey doesn't end there, the relationship with them doesn't end there. You can pick up on that relationship across your social media accounts as well. So that brings us to the end of today's 10-minute masterclass, and I do hope that you found it useful. There is a free workbook to accompany this, and you will find the link to that in the comments below. You can join me on Facebook, Herding Cats Digital, or why not join the Facebook group, Digital Marketing Made Easy. You can find us on YouTube as well, which is just Digital Marketing Made Easy, and please do subscribe to the channel whilst you're there, so that you make sure you don't miss any future episodes. Next week, we're going to be looking at increasing social media engagement, so I do hope that you will join me then. Until next week, take it easy.